Hey Jim, it's been a while. Been doing a lot of stuff around here, but today I'm gonna show you a really easy way, I think it's easy, to change your coolant without taking apart too much stuff. What I've done is I've got it running right now. It's been running about 15 or 20 minutes with the heat on inside. What I've already done here is I completely drained all the coolant out of the engine and the radiator and everything and refilled it with water. So now I'm letting it run for about 20 minutes. It's about done. Then I'll let it cool off and I'll show you the cool way that I can drain all of the fluid out of this system. All I'll have to unhook is my upper radiator hose right here, piece of cake to back that off to vent the whole thing, and then we're gonna vacuum out all of our coolant with a shock vac. So while we're waiting for things to cool down a little bit in here, I'm going to replace this idler pulley. Oh, it's still pretty hot. I might have to wait a little longer. All I'm going to have to do that, you might recall, recently I had the bearing on my tensioner pulley seized, and it started skidding along on my belt, which made deposits here on my idler pulley. Well, I replaced the whole tensioner assembly, and I thought it would be prudent to go ahead and replace the idler pulley since the bearing in that is the same age as my tensioner that seized. And that's what's nice about having a vehicle since it was new, because you know that kind of stuff. So I'm going to have to use a half-inch breaker bar here, like I've shown several times on the tensioner, to relax the belt here, and then I'll take the belt off the alternator to take it completely, all the tension off of the idler pulley. And then there's a bolt through the center. I'll pull that out and it should go real quick and easy. Okay, the idler pulley bolt is a 13 millimeter, and you might notice that it's attached to a magnetic fish tool. Well, that's because, of course, while I was removing the bolt, it fell down inside the fan shroud here. So I had to fish around for a while with the magnet to get it back out. But the new pulley is going to go right on there. Let's have a look at them. This is our original, and this is original to this truck, and it's a 1999, and that's the 6.8 liter V10 2-valve Triton. So the bearing feels pretty good still. Don't feel any sort of signs of doom, but you see on the surface here, oh yeah, that's not good. That's from when the other one seized and the belt was overheating. And I have replaced the belt, but it still had debris on other pulleys, so that's why the belt doesn't look that pretty. But there's our new one. Yeah, that's much nicer surface, so let's put it in. All right. New pulley in place. It's not that tight, so and now my belt's back in place. I made sure it's on all of the other pulleys correctly and the teeth are lined up. So now, yeah, I think we're cooled off enough to try and drain this. Watch this. All right, I'm starting with an empty tank here. Okay. I removed the cap. The water's still a little bit warm. Not in the tank here, of course, but it will be in the radiator. And now I have outfitted my vacuum with a step-down size that makes it so it fits going in here nicely. So we'll be able to see how far down I'm putting it. But what I'm going to start out with here is I'm going to vacuum out the contents of what's in here, and if any more comes back out of the radiator, which probably will, that'll be great, because what I'm trying to do is get the water level low enough where when I disconnect this clamp and this hose away from the top of the radiator, it won't puke out a bunch of water onto my floor. That's my plan. Looks like it's very slowly seeping back in. Yeah, you can see it's still now a little bit darker than just clear water. I think it probably is low enough now that I'm going to unhook the hose over here. Oh, there we go. Okay, now we have it vented. There's a thermostat here, so it's not really vented. If the thermostat is closed, then we're not really venting the top of the engine so much, but we are certainly venting the top of the radiator. So what I'm going to do here is put my vacuum back in here and use my fingers to kind of be a throttle on the seal here, and we'll be able to see when the liquid keeps coming up, and eventually when it sucks all the liquid out of the radiator, and I believe the heater core and the block are being pulled into this as well. I might be mistaken, but I think it's working that way. It certainly seemed to last time. I'll evacuate a lot. I'll show you the vacuum tank when I'm done pulling it all out. Okay, you can see where I pull all the liquid out, but then when I pull this back up and create a vacuum inside the tank, it pulls a bunch of more liquid into the tank. So it's sucking the liquid out of the radiator, and I believe out of the block as well. And there we have it. It's empty. There's gurgling noises coming out of the engine and out of the radiator. I believe that is all of it. Whew. Noisy. Oh yeah. Oh boy, yeah, that looks like several gallons. You know, it's dirty enough still that I feel like I'm in this far. I should go ahead and do one more flush with clear water, fresh water, before I recharge it with my regular green coolant. So I'm going to go ahead and wait for it to completely cool down, because the only way, if you want to refill it again right away, you should do it with hot water. Like I could put a pot of hot water on and get it going where it's almost boiling and pour it in here and have no problem. If I just fill it right now with cold tap water, I run the risk of some sort of damage in the engine from thermal shock. So you got to wait till it completely cools down now to refill it. But after that, I'm going to refill it with cold, regular clear water, and then do another 20-minute heater on cycle, suck it out again, and then hopefully it'll be clean enough where I'll feel good about refilling it with regular coolant. I just thought it was cool how the vacuum cleaner coolant evacuation worked. I don't think I've ever seen someone do that before. I have a lot of other videos coming up soon. We're doing some big stuff here. So thanks for watching.